I have a story, but this
Good
is not my
afternoon, good
story, but
afternoon,
I
good
will tell
afternoon.
it.
I've got a story. Want to hear it? Here it goes. So I'm going to just say up front, this is not my story, but I feel as a content creator, we should share stories and tell stories. This one is piggybacking off of a video that I made earlier in the week about checking on loved ones, but this goes even further because there was a situation that happened yesterday afternoon where I witnessed my boyfriend's stepfather falling in the bathroom and he needed aid. Like, seriously, he blacked out, he hit his chin, busted it, and hit the back of his head. Well, he hit his chin on the toilet and he busted the back of his head on the bathtub. And of course, because of his head wound and the age, I had to call 911. Already irritated because off rip, dialing 911, guess what? I was put on hold. And I believe I was put on hold for maybe about 5 or 6 minutes before I actually spoke with a live representative to tell them what was going on and that they needed to send the medic, because they asked you if you need fire, police, medic. And I told them off rip I needed medic because, he fell and his head was bleeding. And so they did tell me what to do prior to them coming. Those that don't know, I am a registered medical assistant. I need to go get my recertification, but I am registered. So, me assessing myself the situation, knew to put something on his head wound, try to get him to sit still, keep talking to him, so he doesn't lose consciousness, and not for him to stand up or move, which was very difficult because he was completely out of it. And at the time, he was having somewhat difficulty breathing. So we finally got the paramedics there. And I will say this off rip, there is a language barrier. He does speak English, but he doesn't speak the best English. And his wife, which is Neff's mom, she speaks English, but she has a stronger accent than the dad does. Okay. So when they come on scene, I'm asking them, does anybody speak Spanish? They are all saying no. I said, okay, cool. I'll interpret the best that I can, which I did. By the way, I'm about to put my lashes on just to let you all know this is the dual glue. And I'm featuring the Silk 3D Soft Lashes by Cherry Blossom. One of my favorite styles. This is Neptune. This was one of the value packs. Got it from yours truly. I think it was Tyson's Beauty, most likely. Anyway, those are the lashes we're going to be putting on today. And as I normally tell you, I like to put the glue on first and then let it sit as I'm putting on and applying the rest of my makeup. I'm using the Precise Revolution eyebrow pencil that I like to fill in my eyebrows on with. That's what I currently was using just a few minutes ago for those that are interested in that. But getting back to the story, they came. First, their official response was, is he a diabetic? He's saying no, he's not a diabetic. Come to find out, he really is a diabetic, but we don't know if that's what caused his fall. They're telling me they're going to put glue on the wound on the back of his head, and pretty much that's it. So I stepped out of the room because at this point, someone was asking about his medications. And of course, at some point going over the medication list, they see that he is indeed type 2 diabetic, and he is taking a type of insulin. I guess he's not aware that that is insulin. And again, doctors, language barriers, things of that nature. And when parents do get up in age, they really don't want their children in their business. And then, of course, nothing's never wrong. That's their notion for everything. However, nothing's ever wrong. So anyhow, they're assessing the situation. We make sure that they get all of the copies of all of his meds. And the medic tells me, or EMT, because they're different. Medic is, in with the police department per se. EMT is with the ambulance service. So she's telling me, well, he doesn't want to go, da 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 da, what you want to do? And I'm looking at her like she's crazy because I'm okay, well, he's 82 years old, number one. This is the second time he's fallen within the last couple weeks. Number three, he's disoriented and obviously he has a concussion. So, no, he's not staying here. And no, I'm not going to be responsible for taking him to the hospital because that's not my job. He has insurance, you know, take him pretty much. So, you think that's where it stops? No. They're getting him up on the gurney. They convince him to go to the hospital. His wife is trying to get herself together. And at this point, she is all over the place. She is just the type person, and you have people like that don't handle intense situations very well. And she is all over the place, and I'm trying to get her to kind of wrap things up because they're getting ready to take him. Well, in the midst of her going outside, I'm thinking she's getting ready to ride in the ambulance with him. No, they leave her. They leave her. They ask what doctor he goes to as far as like hospital system to send him, but they're not even telling us what hospital he's going to. And then they left her. So I called 911 back. They don't want to give me the information in regards to what hospital he's going to. I have to let them know there was a language barrier and no one on the scene spoke Spanish. And yes. So then they gave me a hospital, and come to find out 45 minutes to an hour later, that wasn't even the correct hospital. He was in a hospital on a whole opposite side of town from where we were sent to. Doctor assessing the situation was upset, did tell us we need to file a complaint, which we will. Because not only did he have to stay in the hospital for observation and tests to be ran on him, but they're keeping him an additional night. So again, I know everybody wants to weigh first responders this, first responders that, this, that, and the other. I witnessed the day prior, someone received that was elderly of a different ethnic group who was avoiding going to jail for being intoxicated get better treatment than the person who actually needed aid at the time, needed the assistance, was receiving. And that is so wrong. That is so wrong. What would you do if that was your dad or your grandfather receiving those types of services and they being treated like that because of the color of their skin, or you feel that they should have learned English better than what they are? That's your biased opinion, and that is not cool. We're all supposed to be in this country to be treated equally. And yes, they have paid their dues. They are here legally. And they should have been receiving treatment better than what they received. And it is so wrong. But I will say this and stress it again. Again, please check on your loved ones, guys. Elderly and all. And if you have someone in your family that is disabled or not in their right state of mind, just make sure that they get the help that they gain. That's all I have to say today. And until next time, please remember to be kind, be sweet. Everyone has a story to tell. Until next time, see you soon. Bye.